Leo, I usually use the intros of these videos to take an opportunity to talk about the astrology and explore what is going on overall in the energy for you. But when I was really connecting with your collective, I actually had another message that really felt like it took precedent. And then I pulled this hyena card from the animal spirit deck, which really felt like confirmation with what I was getting. There are dreams that you are not really taking seriously in your life. It's almost like you laugh at yourself. You almost have this like pipe dream or like this, well, wouldn't it be crazy if you kind of keep yourself safe by keeping yourself small. And it's really interesting that this is the message that I'm giving to Leo, because the stereotype is that you have these big personalities, these big egos, but I really feel like there is something that you are almost like too afraid to step into because that feels too vulnerable. It almost feels like imposter syndrome. And I really feel like with this hyena, looking at this half moon, it's like a lot of you feel like you're living half a life. You're living as kind of a shell right now of who you really are. And it's not to say that that shell is necessarily completely inauthentic, but it feels like it's only part of you. It's a half version of you. And when we think of hyena, we think of that laughter, we think of that cackling, but it's almost like you are using humor or you are laughing to cover up how you really feel and what you really want. And when I do look at the astrology this month, there's actually really beautiful opportunities. There's really beautiful possibilities for you to realize or get closer to your goals and dreams. But it feels like this limitation, this shadow that you have, is going to hold you back from that. And so it's really important that you start giving yourself affirmations, that you start really believing in yourself. Again, this is sort of in the astrology, but I really feel like this is just the message that's for this collective right now. If this isn't resonating, this may not be the reading for you. You're welcome to watch for a little bit. You may want to check for your moon or rising sign. There could be messages for you there as well. But I really felt like that was important for you. If you're excited for this month's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards for you. I want to wish you all a very happy and blessed holiday season. I know that this time of year can be challenging for some people, so I'm really sending lots of warm wishes to you and your loved ones and anyone you know who needs it. I'm actually running a sale on my website, so you can get 20% off all of my services using the code GOODTIDINGS. This is good through the end of December, and I really think that this is just a great time to get a reading or Reiki session done. That way you can start off the new year on the right foot. By popular request, I actually do have gift cards available in my store as well, so it's never been easier to gift a reading or Reiki session to a loved one. I know lots of people have asked me about that in the past, so I'm really excited to unveil those as well. And I just want to thank all of you who have supported me and this channel, and I can't believe that we've made it through another year. It really is just such a gift to be able to do this work for all of you, and from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful for you and wish you a beautiful holiday season. Alrighty, Leo, as I am shuffling the cards, I'm just going to give my friendly reminder that these are general readings, meaning not all of the messages are going to be meant for you specifically. There could also be roles that are in reverse for you, so another person's energy might be your own energy and vice versa. It's really up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what messages apply to you, how these messages apply to you, and if they should just be left behind for somebody else. If this video doesn't resonate at all, nothing went wrong. It's just not meant for you at this time. But you're more than welcome to check out the videos for your moon and rising sign. I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel here, and it's also available at the end of this video. I am curious to see what we have for you. What are the messages for Leo? Show us clearly, please. Sun, moon, and rising. Interesting. We have the Ten of Swords coming out in the past. And it feels like there's been a pretty significant ending. It felt like cutting your losses. There was something here that was pretty significant that you have had to let go of. What actually is this Ten of Swords? It feels like this is something that happened maybe in November or even October, or maybe earlier, but it's just feeling very prominent as we are turning into December. There is something here that is making this important. Wow. Yeah, you've been in some pretty heavy energy. The moon is coming in here. To be honest, Leo, what this is really giving is you're afraid of being disappointed again. You're afraid of looking forward to things. You're afraid in believing in things because you've been hurt. Things didn't go the way that you thought they would. Maybe you felt like, well, maybe I wasn't being intuitive. Maybe my intuition was actually delusion. Maybe it was wishful thinking. It feels like there was something that really didn't go the way that you expected and you felt kind of lost. Maybe some of you have been going through some sort of painful ending for a while and it's just kind of been this like ambiguous energy. This isn't necessarily what's happening in December. Again, this is the past energy, but it feels like y'all have been through it. Could possibly be involving a Pisces energy, maybe Cancer too, but Pisces is actually what is associated with the major arcana of the moon, which is kind of weird to me, but yeah, it feels like you're sort of like lost in the fog and there's been kind of this pain and maybe that hasn't even been fully acknowledged. Maybe some of you haven't acknowledged your emotions, especially with this hyena, and you're only just starting to see now in December like, oh, actually I have gone through a considerable loss or change or transition. And there's almost this reckoning that is happening, or not reckoning, but like recognition. And I'm sorry to hear that for you, Leo, but what do we have? We actually do have the World. You know, I actually love to see this. This actually does feel like a nice turn, because I feel like you are coming out of this heavy energy, Leo, and you're opening up to new things. You're opening up to new possibilities for yourself. And it's like instead of focusing on what has been lost, you are now looking at what you can gain or what you can explore or what opportunities are still available to you. It's kind of, I don't want to say getting out of like a victimhood mentality, but that is sort of what comes to mind. It's like, when you're going through a lot emotionally, you almost get this tunnel vision. It's like you can't really see anything outside of the emotions that you're experiencing. But something is now changing. You are either doing work to widen your perspective, to question your thoughts. And that's not the same thing as dissociating. It's more like you are just becoming very aware of the thoughts that you are thinking and how that's affecting you, and you are now choosing to see other perspectives, other possibilities. I'm actually feeling like some of you are even considering making a big move to kind of get a fresh start. That is something that I just kind of got from Spirit. And that actually could make sense with Venus going into the sign of Scorpio. There could be some blessings regarding home, family, or your roots. There could be something beautiful that is shifting there for you this month. There could be some blessings that are coming in the form of housing or home or reconnecting with home or family. Whether that is your biological family or your spiritual family. I do feel like there's still this thing about you being stuck and you keeping yourself small with the Eight of Swords. And I told you at the beginning, this was the message I got, and I'm seeing it so clearly again because I look at this butterfly in this cocoon, and what I really see is like you've already grown. You've already transformed, Leo. You have the potential. You have what it takes. You just haven't realized that. You haven't unfolded your wings yet. And when I see this butterfly in this kind of precarious energy, it's almost like too afraid to move with all of these swords around you. But you have the ability to fly away. You have the ability to get out of this situation. You're not as stuck as you think you are. And a lot of this is the story that you tell yourself. I feel like there are self-imposed limitations. Because it's almost like, Leo, what I really get is like you're keeping yourself uncomfortable because you're afraid of being uncomfortable. It's like this catch-22. You might need to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. You might need to reach for something that feels a bit bigger than who you currently are, or becoming that person. But the truth is, you're not comfortable right now. You're not actually comfortable in the situation you've been in, the energy you've been in. So what are you really giving up by giving up this familiarity? What do we have? What do we have for Leo? We do have the 5 of Coins in reverse. Some of you are coming out maybe of like financial scarcity, or just like a scarcity mindset again, where it feels like there's not a lot of opportunities that are available to you. Tell me more about this 5 of Pentacles in reverse. 5 of Pentacles with the 5 of Wands. This honestly just feels very emotional to me. I'm looking at this kind of wilted flower, and I'm looking at this 5 of Wands, and it's like, it feels like you play a lot of comparison game, and it feels like either there is a lot of competition in something that you do, or there's a lot of people who do what you do and you feel like you're not good enough, or it's like you're not special enough. It's so weird that this is a Leo reading. And I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I see you, Leo. Like, I know that you are talked about as like the most confident sign of the zodiac, but I know deep down, like, you really, you're lovers. You love to love on people, and you need that affirmation yourself. You do. You need that support. And it feels like for some reason, you just haven't been nourished in that way, or it just hasn't reached you. Because there's enough abundance, there's enough opportunity for people, there's enough space for you to have what you want, to be successful, to be loved. Your thoughts, your ideas are valuable. It feels like some of you are also coming out of a survival mode. What else do we have for Leo? 6 of Cups, there's definitely healing. And you know what? A lot of this is actually making sense to me, because right at the end of this month, we have a full moon in Cancer. And this is bringing up a lot of subconscious beliefs, a lot of self-sabotaging or destructive habits are really just being very revealed to you right now. You're kind of going through a cleansing, a purging, but there's ultimately a lot of healing and reconnection that can actually come from this as well. I feel like some of you have just been kind of floating. You felt disconnected, and you're feeling more and more rooted. And I feel like that's something that continues throughout December and into January. You are healing. You're feeling more grounded. You're connecting to the things that matter to you. And it feels like you are being nourished from your roots, from your community, from the people who feel like your family. And that's kind of the support that is also helping you. And I really look at this root system as like a whole support system. Like, setting up support systems in your life in other ways are also really important to you too. And I think with all of this energy in Capricorn, there really is a lot of focus on your routines, on your wellness, and also specifically how that affects your mental health with the full moon in Cancer on the 26th. I feel like with new moon in Sagittarius on the 12th, there's also this reconnecting with something that you love or someone that you love. And again, it's like returning to the heart of something. Tell me more about the Six of Cups. King of Cups. So some of you could be reconnecting with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or you're just getting support from this person. For others of you, this is energies that you are starting to embody. You are coming into this King of Cups, which is a very emotionally intelligent energy. It's a very stable energy. It's someone who feels very deeply, but doesn't necessarily show it because they have a lot of composure. It's not even necessarily about hiding it. It's just like there's a lot of presence. And when you can give that presence to yourself, you're also able to give that presence to other people as well. Because the truth is, our ability to be present with other people, genuinely, truly, in an embodied way, is always about our comfort in our own emotions in that moment, to be with them. Even if it's not necessarily the most triggering or whatever, it's still like you are growing. You are becoming this King of Cups. You are becoming a supportive person for people who have been in energy that you have felt for some time. There's almost like this full circle thing. And like, I'm actually kind of getting the message, don't wait to be fully healed before you start healing. Because healing is kind of a life path. It's a commitment. I don't think it's a destination, really, at least not in the world we currently live in. And I feel like you do have something to offer people, whether that's through your art, whether that's through your voice, whether that's through what you create. Any other messages for Leo for the month of December? Shows clearly. Wow, beautiful. We have Judgment with the Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's a very beautiful calling here. This could be a relationship for some of you, but honestly, this really feels like you are coming into your purpose. Really listening to your heart, really listening to your calling, even if it feels like a little wobbly for you, because I kind of get that with this Page of Cups. It's very, very precious energy, but I feel like something is really lifting you. There's a big life transition or life change that is happening with Judgment. You are making some sort of decision. And it feels good. It feels very light. You're choosing something that is very important to your heart. And again, I talked about, I kind of referenced at the very beginning, there is this potential for you to grow and to move or embody your potential this month. And that's because we actually have Jupiter in the sign of Taurus moving forward at the end of this month. Jupiter has been retrograde for several months, and it is now moving in the sign of Taurus, which for you represents your career, your public image, your role in the world at large. You could be getting recognized for something, even if you feel like you're just a beginner, or you're still learning, or still healing. But there's something very pure here at the same time, and I feel like other people get that purity from you. Any messages for Leo? Ace of Pentacles, love to see that. There could be a promotion, there could be some sort of growth or increased opportunity or abundance. There's just a stable new beginning. For some of you, this actually could be the form of a relationship, a commitment. Maybe you are moving in with someone, maybe you are committing yourself to someone, maybe there's some sort of proposal. I'm kind of almost seeing this Ace of Pentacles like a ring or some sort of commitment in some way, that for some reason just felt more like of the heart, which is interesting. But again, I think overall, yeah, there is a very exciting opportunity for you, Leo. There's something that's like, yeah, you gotta believe in yourself. You got to see your worth. You got to see the value that you have, and not just in your potential. It never hurts to just put out into the universe what you want to happen, even if it feels too big, even if it feels unrealistic. Because I think you would be very surprised what is actually possible for you, Leo. And those are all the messages I am getting for you. I just felt this kind of sense of completion. I do hope that this was helpful. Definitely be sure to hit like and subscribe, especially if you've made it all the way until the end here. Again, I do have a sale running on my website. You can get 20% off all of my services through December using the code GOODTIDINGS. I do have links for all of that in the description box down below, as well as playlists for all of the other zodiac signs if you want to check out your moon, rising, or sun sign. Really just trust your intuition and go to the video that feels like it is right for you. And I will see you all next time. I'm wishing you a very happy and blessed December, Leo, a very beautiful new year, and happy holiday season to all of you. Take care.